Angel Reese, going home to her alma mater, LSU, plays against the Brazilian national team in front of 6,373 people. 6,373 people. This is an arena that holds 13,000 people.
What happens when a self-proclaimed draw in women's basketball returns to her championship alma mater? You'd expect packed stands, thunderous applause, and tickets impossible to find, right? Angel Reese's LSU homecoming delivered something entirely unexpected.
Angel Reese fans, LSU fans, all of you who tell us, oh my God, what a big superstar. Oh my God, transcendent. Oh my goodness, generational. Oh my goodness, so on and so forth. You guys do all the talking, all the yapping. Twitter fingers turn to can't even show up and buy ticket fingers.
Despite dirt cheap ticket prices and the nostalgic return of a national champion, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center sat half empty during the Chicago Sky preseason game against the Brazilian national team. The same building that roared for Reese during her college career suddenly went quiet when she returned as a pro. Was it all just smoke and mirrors? I thought people watched for her too. And what did Angel Reese's mom and her new coach, Tyler Marsh, have to say in all of this?
Yeah, we're gonna eat good this year. How about another McBrick? Bang! To your local McDonald's, you can order the Angel Reese special, you get the combo meal, you get the bang bang! Hey, get her a credit card, with the reward points, cause she loves to travel! Bang!
What happens when a national champion returns home? For most stars, it's a celebration complete with fanfare, packed stands, and enough energy to power a small city. For Angel Reese, it was something else entirely. Remember when Angel Reese boldly claimed she was the reason people watch women's basketball alongside Caitlin Clark? Those words echoed through sports media for weeks. Reese positioned herself as an equal draw, suggesting fans tune in just as much for her as they do for Clark. It was a big claim that set expectations high for her return to LSU.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that."
The Chicago Sky scheduled a preseason matchup against the Brazilian national team at Reese's alma mater. The perfect homecoming story. This should have been a slam dunk for attendance. A national champion returning to the place where she made history. Yet the actual turnout told a different story.
A lot of Angel Reese fans are not basketball fans, and they are proving it. They proved it last night without a shadow of a doubt. That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
The Pete Maravich Assembly Center holds over 13,000 fans when filled to capacity. During Reese's college days, those seats were regularly packed with purple and gold. But for her professional return, merely 6,000 people showed up. That's less than half the arena's capacity, leaving entire sections visibly empty.
They did not even halfway fill that place up last night. So the narrative about people are watching for me too, people are showing up for me too, that narrative is, don't let anybody try to blow smoke up your...
What makes this even more surprising were the ticket prices. Fans could get in the door for as little as $11 on some resale sites. $11. That's cheaper than most movie tickets these days. Even with such accessible pricing, thousands of seats remained unfilled.
There was over 6,800 seats still available, and some people were saying, by the way, that literally there were some $15 tickets out there.
Social media quickly noticed the attendance issue. "Yo, it's empty in there," one user posted. Another pointed out, Angel Reese fans couldn't even sell out LSU's arena for her return, and tickets were dirt cheap. The cameras couldn't hide the truth as they panned across sections of vacant seats during the broadcast. This attendance failure raises serious questions about Reese's marketability. She's secured major endorsement deals and positioned herself as a basketball icon, yet couldn't fill her home arena at bargain prices. The gap between her perceived draw and the actual numbers is impossible to ignore. The empty seats directly contradict Reese's claim about being a major reason fans watch women's basketball. If that were true, wouldn't her homecoming be the hottest ticket in Baton Rouge? The numbers speak for themselves.
We're going to point this out because Angel decided to come out and she said, I'm going to play the victim. Or, well, the victim, yeah, and the villain. People are watching for me too. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Of course, criticism about the half-empty arena quickly made its way across social media platforms. And when fans started pointing out the obvious attendance issue, they received an unexpected response. Not from Angel herself, but from her mother, who jumped to her daughter's defense with a tweet that only added fuel to the fire. When the photos of empty seats hit social media, Angel Reese's mom didn't stay silent. Her response, it only made things worse. As fans pointed out those vacant sections at LSU, Angel's mother jumped into the Twitter fray with a defensive comeback that missed the mark completely. Rather than addressing the disappointing turnout, she chose to shift the focus elsewhere.
Angel Reese's mother has gone on the offensive and called out Caitlin Clark fans for pointing out attendance. And I just don't see the point in this. I don't see the point in this.
Her exact tweet read, "That certain fan base looking in the stands celebrating attendance while others are looking up in the rafters celebrating championship banners. We ain't the same. Different year, same haters. Have a great day." This wasn't subtle. Everyone knew exactly which certain fan base she was talking about. The pointed reference to Caitlin Clark's supporters came across as both defensive and dismissive. Instead of acknowledging the legitimate surprise that a hometown hero couldn't fill half an arena, she tried creating a false equivalence between attendance numbers and championship banners.
There is no argument to be made. We heard it from Chinea Wumake as well. We've heard it from a lot of people. Like, there's no argument to be made that there is a needle. There is a needle.
The problem, the tweet actually attracted more attention to the exact issue she wanted to deflect from. Social media users quickly pointed out the glaring contradictions. One fan fired back. Her daughter playing in that empty arena got her so tight she had to take a swing at us. I'm in tears.
You have literally got a parent of a player in the WNBA flexing winning a college ring, while instead of, because people are calling out attendance. These people are calling out attendance, and the only reason people are calling out attendance is because Angel said the whole "people watching for me too."
Others noted the most uncomfortable truth. Wouldn't it be more helpful if you directed your hate at how LSU games were packed this year, but this game was not? This perfectly captured the central issue. During Reese's college days, LSU consistently packed the house. So, why couldn't her WNBA return generate the same enthusiasm?
But people have not shown up to watch her play basketball, and that is a fact. Like, people do not really show up to watch Angel Reese play basketball. And I do think that there's not that there's a reason for it, but I do think that can be that's something that you can mention when the "people are watching for me too" statement has come out of her mouth.
The mother-daughter defensive stance backfired spectacularly. Instead of quieting critics, it amplified the conversation about Reese's actual drawing power. The championship banner argument held little water in the professional context. College achievements don't automatically translate to WNBA star power. What's more, the attempt to change the subject only highlighted the gap between perception and reality. If you need to remind people of past glory when current attendance is disappointing, you've already lost the argument.
Angel Reese was older. I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be?
The WNBA is absolutely losing it. On the latest comedy special, Angel Reese declared her intention to dethrone Caitlin Clark, as if the enduring superstar could be unseated by someone who's been busy feigning injuries and shedding tears over on-screen theatrics. And let's not overlook her complaints about her salary being substandard. Angel has officially branded herself.
Angel Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor. Plain and simple.
It's truly ridiculous that she believes she can outshine Clark, the athlete who consistently makes history each season. Reese has only perfected the art of self-deprecation, but who knows? Maybe she's earning accolades for being pitiable. Before Reese starts talking about taking over the WNBA, she might want to reassess her reputation first. Switching coaches won't make her the standout. She needs to adjust her attitude first.
And look, Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her?
Angel Reese appears convinced that partnering with David Alexander, LeBron James's trainer, will catapult her into women's basketball stardom. Indeed, collaborating with one of the top trainers globally might make her seem nearly unbeatable and poised to unseat Caitlin Clark. However, while Reese is busy refining her general movement patterns, Caitlin Clark is actively enhancing her shooting and playmaking, key aspects that define the best players on the court. Best of luck, Angel. Clark is sharpening the skills that have already left you behind as you continue your current efforts. Reese might have enjoyed her time at LSU, but equating her level with Clark's is like claiming you'll drop a hit album after singing in the shower for 5 minutes. That's not competitive, it's sheer delusion. While Clark reigns supreme in basketball overall, Reese may have been LSU's standout. But Caitlin is out there transforming the entire game. Reese boasts about overtaking Clark. However, I'd love to hear more about how you intend to dethrone a legend before you've even started making your mark professionally.
Camille, this is the most we've ever lost in our life. I only lost 7 games in my last 2 years at LSU. So, it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Let's rewind to the 2023 NCAA Championship. Remember that scene? Reese was desperately trying to steal Clark's spotlight with a childish taunt, flashing the "you can't see me" gesture right back at Clark. Oh, that was certainly a moment, but for all the wrong reasons. While Reese was busy playing WWE with her hand movements, Clark was out there effortlessly outscoring everyone, including Reese. Angel's bold move was a weak attempt to make herself relevant by trying to steal the show for just 5 seconds. Reese was merely acting to grab attention. This isn't the case.
There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
Speaking of numbers, let's consider Reese's WNBA debut. It was underwhelming at best. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is setting the league on fire, averaging 19.2 points per game and dishing out assists like she's been playing professionally for years. In comparison, Reese is putting up 13.6 points per game, which is almost 6 points shy of Clark's tally, in case anyone was unaware. And let's not overlook that Clark topped all rookies with 8.4 assists per game. So, what was Reese up to? She was still mastering consistent shooting, though she certainly gave it her best effort. Moving on to the Rookie of the Year race, Reese only reached the finals, which now feels more like a participation ribbon. Clark didn't just win, she entered the league with a clear intention to dominate, and now Reese is struggling to keep pace. Clark secured that award effortlessly. It wasn't even a contest.
But they still ask you about Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
What is your stance on that?
So my whole thing was when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm cool. The pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool, I could just hoop. So I don't know when like it started to just break out where I was just in rookie of year conversations. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well,
And
yeah.
they're like,
Reese's off-court life has truly become a spectacle. She secured a shoe deal with Reebok, which is quite a feat for someone who hasn't yet proven she can consistently perform at the highest level. Let's give her that. Meanwhile, Clark is out there revolutionizing the game with every move she makes. Reese is busy showcasing her lifestyle on Instagram, which is nice and all, but if you think that will help you surpass Clark, then good luck. If I were in her place, I'd focus more on basketball instead of counting the number of likes on your posts. In summary, while Angel Reese may be garnering attention with her off-court ventures and endorsement deals, Caitlin Clark stands out as the true powerhouse in women's basketball. Clark's unwavering dedication to refining her skills, combined with her impressive on-court statistics and game-changing plays, solidifies her position as a league leader. As the WNBA progresses, it's evident that Caitlin Clark is not only setting new standards, but also shaping the future of the sport. Meanwhile, Reese's focus on lifestyle branding and inconsistent performance leaves her trailing behind, highlighting the clear distinction between fleeting fame and sustained excellence in the world of basketball.
Good luck finding affordable tickets for the Indiana Fever preseason game against Brazil at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Seats at the arena for the May 4th matchup between the Indiana Fever and Brazil were first offered to season ticket holders and a few top donors. It didn't take long for them to be gone.
Ain't nobody paying $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play ball, especially when there are tickets. There was a ticket available for $29. $29 to see Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky play at the LSU.
Angel Reese's face when she sees empty seats at her LSU homecoming game? Priceless. Right now, $29 tickets for her Chicago Sky versus Brazil exhibition are still unsold, while Caitlin Clark's same matchup is fetching thousands on resale. Imagine Clark and the Fever playing to a packed Iowa house with fans paying premium prices, while Reese faces empty seats despite cheap tickets. We've got all the receipts on this embarrassing situation, and it's got Angel fuming.
Give it up for the Fever. We're playing a game right here, baby. Woo! They're coming to town. You better save up, because I bet it's going to be pretty expensive, but we'll see what we can do.
Can you believe what just went down in Iowa? This isn't just another game announcement, it's a full-on phenomenon. The Indiana Fever nailed it by scheduling Caitlin Clark's preseason homecoming at Carver Hawkeye Arena, where she became a legend. But even the most optimistic WNBA execs couldn't have predicted what happened next.
37 minutes. That's all the time it took for all 13,000 tickets to sell to season ticket holders. The University of Iowa is trying to make sure the tickets go to fans and say the legislature may do even more. The words "sold out" are plastered on the doors at Carver Hawkeye Arena and the team's website for tickets to see Hawkeye legend Caitlin Clark and her Indiana Fever take on the Brazil women's team in a preseason game.
When tickets dropped, something wild happened. All 15,000 seats sold out in just 36 minutes. No, that's not a typo, 36 minutes. And the best part? The general public never even had a shot. The pre-sale, exclusive to Iowa season ticket holders and donors, sold out by 9:36 a.m.
They were all gone before general sale to the public even started. Clark and the Indiana Fever are returning to the University of Iowa for a WNBA preseason game against the Brazilian national team. That game is on May 4th.
Think about it. This wasn't even a regular season WNBA game, just a preseason exhibition against Brazil. Yet demand was so insane. Fans crashed websites, fighting through server errors and payment failures to grab every ticket in record time.
It's a big situation again, like Caitlin Clark selling out Iowa, sold out a preseason game. People saying it sold out in 40 minutes. This is within 20 minutes. Like, obviously, you couldn't get onto the damn website. It's sold out. You could have been trying to refreshing the page and not got tickets. Most of the time, it officially sold out in 40 minutes, but like realistically, it almost crashed the website.
The real shock came after the sellout. Within hours, the secondary market exploded, with tickets popping up on resale sites like StubHub and Vivid Seats at jaw-dropping prices.
Have you seen what the highest one is?
I haven't.
That's like 45 grand.
What?
Front row seats.
Is that it? You should get something. You should get a souvenir or something, right? For $45,000.
Get a signed jersey by Caitlin Clark.
We knew it was a hot ticket.
Yeah, we knew it would be, right?
The numbers are insane. Nosebleed seats started at $59, with the worst spots going for over $500. Prices quickly soared into the thousands for decent lower bowl seats, and premium courtside tickets hit $474 each. Nearly $6,000 for a preseason game. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
They're sold out, so I really don't know what they're gonna do about this. I guess it's just kind of like one of those missed opportunities, and you know, a lot of people are saying they need to move this to a stadium because there's no doubt in Iowa, if you move this to a stadium, it would be sold out.
What we're seeing is a game-changing shift in women's basketball. Fans aren't just showing up, they're paying premium prices that were unthinkable a few years ago. Clark is creating a secondary market frenzy that rivals top concert tours, all for a preseason exhibition. The business impact is undeniable.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game, with Indiana Fever going to play the Brazilian national team at Carver Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin's college facility, sold out. They went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders for women's basketball. And then general admission was supposed to go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm hearing rumblings of like maybe scalpers got in, like the secondary market is already crazy, but it was sold out and a bunch of season ticket holders couldn't even get their tickets. Iowa women's basketball posted this on their Instagram and on their Facebook just a few minutes ago that, hey, it's already sold out. No point in trying to get tickets tomorrow for the general public because you can't.
The buzz around Clark's return to Iowa is miles apart from Reese's homecoming at LSU. Both teams are facing the same opponent, but the ticket price difference? It's a brutal reality check for women's basketball.
Well, so what I did not know is the Chicago Sky is playing the Brazilian national team. Angel Reese is playing the very same team the Indiana Fever are playing.
While the Fever's game sparked a resale frenzy, the Chicago Sky's preseason against Brazil and Louisiana? Crickets, no crashing websites, no fans scrambling, just complete silence.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel Reese's homecoming tickets? Just $29, cheaper than dinner for a family. Meanwhile, Clark's Iowa return resale tickets are 17 times that price.
I did not realize that the Chicago Sky were also playing the Brazilian national team at LSU. Oh my goodness.
Here's the kicker. Those $29 tickets? Still available days later. LSU's 13,000-seat arena has empty rows. No rush, no sellout, just silence. Fans clearly aren't that interested.
On Vivid Seats, there are tickets available for $36 right now. A lot of tickets for in the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s. You get the point I'm trying to make. Very interesting indeed. StubHub. Here's a $29 ticket. A $29 ticket.
It gets weirder on the resale market. While most tickets are going for $30 to $60, some are listed for a ridiculous $8,000. These oddball prices stand out among all the affordable ones still available. It's almost like someone's trying to fake demand where there's none. Maybe Angel Reese is scalping her own tickets.
Somebody has went on these sites and listed some random $8,000 tickets, but you see this. This is just littered with tickets under $100 to watch Angel Reese play the very same team And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think those $8,000 tickets. This is LSU. Did Shaq do this? Did Big Daddy Shaq, buy these tickets and list them for $8,000?
Premium seats tell a brutal story. Want a good spot for Reese's game? Just over $100. For Clark's game? Thousands within hours. Fans have noticed the difference, flooding social media with side-by-side comparisons, empty LSU seat maps next to sold-out Iowa sections. It's gotta be embarrassing for Reese and the Chicago Sky.
2 sections down, $29 for tickets. They got tickets way down here, next to the court for $120. So clearly somebody's trying to publicly save Angel Reese's.
Angel Reese's claim that people watch women's basketball for her isn't matching the ticket sales. The market has spoken loud and clear. It's not about her star power after all.
And I'm going to tell you, those $4,800 tickets or whatever we saw for Caitlin Clark, somebody will buy those. Somebody will buy those. Ain't nobody paying $8,100 to watch Angel Reese play ball, especially when there are tickets. There was a ticket available for $29. $29 to see Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky play at the LSU. The lowest Caitlin Clark ticket was what? $408, I think I saw.
Social media might fuel basketball clout, but ticket sales don't lie. Fans vote with their wallets, and no amount of followers can hide the brutal contrast between these two homecoming games.
ESPN, all these other places tried to tell you Angel Reese is really moving that needle. She's really driving this growth. Mystics owner Sheila Johnson, she lets you know it's Angel Reese too.
What makes this uncomfortable for Angel Reese is how identical these situations are. Same opponent, same homecoming, same week. The only difference? The player. Reese has built an image as Clark's rival, but when the market speaks, there's no PR spin for empty seats and low prices.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
The social media reaction has been brutal. Fans are calling out the disparity, saying things like, Angel Reese thinks she's the face of the WNBA, but her team can't even sell out a cheap preseason game. Ouch. When fans compare these side by side, there's no hiding. Caitlin Clark's rookie season proved her market impact, winning Rookie of the Year and driving record attendance and revenue, while Reese struggled to match that.
You know, a lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
Reese, despite more media push, couldn't match Clark's viewership or attendance. Analysts agree. Clark has a unique ability to draw fans that Reese just hasn't tapped into. This isn't just about skill. It's about who drives revenue, fills arenas, and moves the financial needle in a league where money dictates everything. The market speaks loud and clear.
Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I.
The truth is clear. Clark is changing the economics of women's basketball, while Reese is stuck on the sidelines. Clark's impact led the Fever to the playoffs, while Reese's Sky struggled despite the hype. What we're seeing is revolutionary. The contrast between these ticket situations shows who's really driving the WNBA's rise. While execs celebrate growth, they know Caitlin Clark is the real catalyst behind this surge.
Check this out. Wow.
Angel Reese just experienced one of the most humiliating games of her career, and frankly, it was tough to watch. She wasn't just playing poorly, she was a complete train wreck.
She has her worst professional pro game.
Sloppy turnovers, absurd mistakes, and a reckless play style that seemed more fit for the WWE than the WNBA. Angel Reese stepped onto the court brimming with confidence, acting like she was about to take over the game. But reality quickly set in. Nafisa Collier wasn't intimidated. She stayed composed, let her game do the talking, and made sure Reese had a front row seat to her own downfall. And the best part? Collier had the last laugh with a cold-blooded game-winning shot, leaving Reese shocked, confused, and completely exposed. All that trash talk? Useless. All those cheap shots? Wasted. This wasn't just a loss for Angel Reese, it was a full-blown meltdown. Trust me, we're about to break down every cringeworthy moment that proves she's not as untouchable as she thinks. Picture this. You're a basketball star, striding onto the court with complete confidence, ready to take control. The lights are bright, the crowd is buzzing, and your team is counting on you. This is your moment. The game is set, the stakes are high, and fans are expecting a performance they'll never forget. But instead of showcasing your skills, you become the star of your own blooper reel. That's exactly what happened to Angel Reese in a recent unforgettable game.
Angel Reese with what looks like a very dirty move under the basket. Check this out. I mean, wow.
Angel Reese didn't just have a rough game. She had one that people will remember for all the wrong reasons. From turnovers to missed shots, from trash talk that backfired to an embarrassing finish. This performance is one that fans and critics will be talking about for a long time. In fact, if there were a Hall of Fame for self-inflicted sports disasters, this game might just earn Angel Reese its own special wing.
Angel Reese was on Nafisa Collier, giving her a bunch of frustrating bumps, and at the end of the game, the Lunar Owls does come away with the dub.
Now, let's dive into it. Reese stepped onto the court with all the swagger you'd expect from a star player. She walked in like she owned the place, chest out, full of confidence, and ready to put on a show. She was talking trash before the first whistle even blew, making faces, taunting opponents, and acting like she was about to deliver a career-defining performance. The energy was there, but the execution? That was nowhere to be found.
I mean, Angel Reese is out there looking like a UFC fighter.
It didn't take long for things to start unraveling. Right from the tip-off, it was clear that Reese was more focused on putting on a show than actually playing effective basketball. Rather than sticking to the fundamentals, she was too busy playing for the cameras, throwing up wild shots, making risky moves, and trash-talking the opposing team. But confidence without substance is just arrogance, and Reese quickly spiraled out of control. Her bravado turned into visible frustration, which only fueled her recklessness. One moment, she was showing off flashy footwork. The next, she was fumbling the ball like it was radioactive. You could see it on her face. She knew things weren't going her way, but instead of adjusting, she doubled down on the chaos. If there was ever a time to play smart, disciplined basketball, this was it. Instead, she turned the game into a personal highlight reel of what not to do on the court.
It looked very intentional, everything that is happening with the Unrivaled League, because all of this stuff transpired, like I stated, just 4 to 5 hours after it was announced that Super Nunescu was quitting the league.
Wow, did it backfire in spectacular fashion. With every mistake, she got sloppier, forcing plays instead of letting the game come to her. Rather than proving she was the dominant force she claimed to be, she became the main attraction for all the wrong reasons. By the time halftime hit, the only ones entertained were the fans watching her unravel in real time. Now, let's talk numbers, because they don't lie. Reese had 7 turnovers. Yes, 7. And we're not talking about minor slip-ups. These were, did she really just do that? Moments that made fans cringe and laugh all at once. One of the most cringe-worthy moments came when she threw the basketball straight at the backboard and then, brace yourself, rebounded her own pass.
Angel Reese rebounded her own pass. Guys, I'm dead. I saw this and was like, this can't be real.
Yes, you read that correctly. She passed the ball to herself. Fans watching at home couldn't believe their eyes. It was the kind of mistake you'd expect from a middle school player, not a professional athlete. It was as if she had a sudden identity crisis and thought she was playing handball instead of basketball. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, she followed it up with another disaster, a completely unnecessary no-look pass. The problem? There was no one there to catch it. The ball sailed out of bounds like it had somewhere more important to be. Even her teammates seemed baffled by what she was trying to do. Maybe she was auditioning for a comedy skit instead of leading her team to victory. It was like she thought she was on a Harlem Globetrotters show, but forgot the part where you actually have to be good at the tricks.
The Lunar Owls rushed the Rose BC, and Angel, well, she did some rather interesting things on the court.
And it wasn't just those 2 moments. Reese made sure to showcase a full range of turnovers, dribbling straight into defenders. Check. Getting stripped because she wasn't paying attention? Check. Passing to a teammate who wasn't even looking? Double check. At one point, it felt like she was playing for both teams, handing the ball to the opponents like it was a holiday gift. It was as if she was in an internal competition. How many different ways could she give the ball away? Mission accomplished. 7 turnovers in a single game is bad enough. But the way she did it, legendary, just not in a good way. But turnovers weren't the only problem that night. Reese wasn't just handing the ball off. She was also playing a brand of basketball focused more on brute force than actual skill, which led to yet another chapter in her nightmare of a performance.
Angel was 8 for 16 for 17 points, 10 boards last night. 7 damn turnovers. 7.
She was pushing, shoving, and trying to intimidate everyone in her path, especially her opponent, Nafisa Collier. But Collier wasn't having any of it. While Reese was busy playing the tough girl role, Collier stayed calm, stayed focused, and kept her eyes on the prize. And that's exactly what she ended up winning. It was like watching a chess master face off against someone who thought flipping the board was a legitimate strategy. Spoiler alert, it's not. Reese was out there throwing elbows, body-checking opponents, and making every play feel personal, like she thought the game had turned into a boxing match. But instead of rattling Collier, it only fueled her determination. While Reese was trying to muscle her way through, Collier stayed calm, composed, and completely unfazed by the chaos. Reese, on the other hand, was falling apart. She wasn't just turning the ball over, she was launching some of the worst shots you could imagine. And when I say bad, I mean high school gym teacher bad, airballing in front of a crowd. She kept throwing up wild shots, hoping something would fall, but instead, she kept bricking attempts, missing layups, and handing Collier and her teammates easy chances to take control. It was like watching someone trying to play basketball with their eyes closed, hoping for a miracle.
Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
Career you choose, you should probably look at what the career earnings are of going into that field. What I'll also say is this: every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
If we don't get paid what we deserve, we'll sit out. That's the bold, and let's be honest, somewhat unrealistic statement Angel Reese made that sparked a wildfire on social media. But it wasn't the reaction she was probably expecting. The backlash was swift, and none were more cutting than Patrick Bet-David. He didn't just respond, he tore apart her argument with sharp precision and a heap of financial facts. Believe me, once you understand the full scope of this situation, you'll see Angel's outburst in a whole new light.
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us. No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm hurt. They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are. I need to get in the. I need to get in the field. You need to come to the meetings. I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give. If y'all don't give us what we want, like.
Here's the situation: Reese, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie turned pro basketball player, is now demanding that WNBA players sit out if they don't get paid more. Keep in mind, this is a player who's still working on finishing layups without hitting the bottom of the backboard, and already she's threatening to shut down the league. Patrick's reaction was a mix of disbelief and laughter, and honestly, who can blame him?
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life. But go, Rob, just go, give this feedback. Give this feedback here. Go for it.
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Layups? Bang! What do you mean? She's our double-double queen! Bang! What they say, if it's broke, don't fix it. Bang! Teaching Angel Reese to make a layup is like teaching an old dog a new trick. It ain't gonna work. Bang!
Let's dive deeper into what Angel actually said.
Want to get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
He might cover that. Yeah,
It
definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
She disclosed that she's making around $74,000 in her rookie WNBA season and claims it doesn't even cover rent in Chicago. Now, for most of us, $74,000 seems like a pretty good deal. But for Angel, she's acting like she's barely scraping by. The irony? This is the same person who made nearly $1.8 million at LSU thanks to endorsement deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and a bunch of other brands that apparently believed retweeting Shade was a basketball talent.
Not basketball sustained her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thoughts?
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Angel signed to a 4-year rookie deal worth around $324,000, which breaks down to roughly $81,000 per year. That's less than 5% of what she earned as a college influencer. No wonder she famously said, hating pays the bills. Because, let's face it, her Instagram stories are probably more profitable than her performance on the court. At the rate she's missing shots, the WNBA might need to charge her for backboard repairs. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here shaping the future of women's basketball, while Angel's busy building a brand off questionable opinions and top-tier bricklaying skills.
Hey, this is the greatest Angel Reese layup you'll ever see. Here we go with the dump off, ba-da-dum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. Burn! Oh, she getting jiggy with it. Look at that, crisscross, zigging-zagging through the lane. Giddy up, yeehaw! Burn! Now I heard she's ambidextrous. That makes sense, cause she's equally doggy doo-doo with the right and left-handed layup. Bang! Professional basketball player needing to work on her layups is like a fish needing to learn how to breathe underwater. It doesn't make sense. Reese's Puffs! Bang!
Patrick was completely taken aback, not because Angel is struggling financially, because let's be real, with all her endorsements, she probably isn't. But because of the sheer audacity to demand more money from a league that, wait for it, isn't even profitable. He made the obvious point that in the real world, when a business loses money year after year, it doesn't give out raises. It hands out pink slips. That's when Adam Snick stepped in with the facts, and things really started to get interesting.
WNBA and what's her name? Angel Reese. Do it. I fully support your right to strike. So other sports have done it. So other major sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you, PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history. 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time that the World Series was canceled.
I remember.
You remember that? In 1998, the NBA went on strike. They canceled the All-Star game for the first time.
No one
The NFL has gone on strike multiple times. 1982, 1987, 2011.
Adam pointed out that while the MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL have all experienced player strikes, there's one major difference. Those leagues were making billions when their players walked out. Angel Reese seems to think the WNBA is Apple, but in reality, it's more like your cousin's food truck, barely breaking even and still handing out free samples.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion.
Patrick didn't hold back. The WNBA is losing about $50 million every year, And that's not a sustainable business model. That's a ticking time bomb. The NFL rakes in $17 billion, while the NBA and MLB each bring in $11 billion. The WNBA? They're barely scraping $150 million and still can't keep their finances in the black. It's like trying to run a luxury spa with 2 customers and a lemonade stand budget.
You guys are a alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized.
This isn't a new problem. The WNBA has been operating at a loss since it started in 1997. Over 25 years of red ink and financial mismanagement. You'd think the excitement around Caitlin Clark would finally push them into profitability, but even with record ratings and packed arenas, the losses keep growing. It's a league that should have folded long ago, but somehow drags on, all thanks to its wealthier big brother, the NBA.
A question for you, Vinny. Real quick, rapid fire.
Go.
WNBA stats. Here we go. You're a sports guy. How many teams are in the WNBA?
9?
No, 13. How many games do they play?
80?
40.
Damn it.
Who won the championship this year and who played in the finals?
The Florida Magics.
No, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx.
Who?
Who exactly?
Part of the issue lies in scale. The WNBA only has 12 teams, each playing 40 games a season. Expansion is set to begin in 2025 with the addition of the Golden State Valkyries, but that's still a far cry from the NBA's 30 teams and 82-game schedule. Fewer teams mean fewer games, which leads to less ticket revenue and smaller TV contracts. It's simple math. Unless, of course, you're Angel Reese or Carrington.
The MVP. She was unanimous. She got all the votes.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Aja Wilson.
Oh.
You just failed the test,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
WNBA is coming for you.
As for revenue sharing, NBA players get 50% of the league's earnings, while WNBA players get 99.3%. Sounds unfair, right? But when you realize that even with that larger share, the league is still losing money, it starts to make sense. There just isn't enough revenue to go around. And don't even get me started on the attendance gap between Caitlin Clark's Fever games and, well, everyone else's, including Angel's. Spoiler alert, the seats tend to be a lot emptier where she plays.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing.
Here's the truth. No one's saying WNBA players don't deserve respect or recognition, but demanding more money from a league that's barely staying afloat? That's not bold, it's delusional. And when it's coming from someone like Angel Reese, who's been in the league for what feels like 5 minutes, acting like she's already got the power to call the shots, it's even more baffling. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out there doing what she does best, dropping dimes, shattering records, and building a legacy. And guess what? She doesn't need tantrums or threats of walkouts. She lets her game speak for itself. On the other hand, Angel Reese is still trying to figure out how to make a layup without becoming a meme. So next time Angel talks about sitting out, maybe someone should remind her that fans are already sitting out when it comes to watching her games.